Biker Trash here. Well, we got a very special review today. This is my 101st review. So, what we're going to be doing today is a very special review. We're going to be reviewing Unicron. Alright, so right here we have Unicron. But if memory serves me correct, I've already reviewed this Unicron. So let's get him out of the way and focus in on this Unicron. This is, of course, the Cybertron Unicron. Let me get my phone out here. Really, quite a bit of difference between this and the Planet Eater. So anyway, you got him right here, and just for the purposes of size comparison, let's get another tank bot out here next to him. This is the Smallicron, and I don't know where I've got his gun. He's got a machine gun supposed to be right here. I'm not sure where I put it now. But anyway, as y'all can tell, this guy is very narrow compared to this. From the side, it's not as bad, but this guy looks flat out tiny next to him. This guy right here is Tankor from the Beast Machines line. This is actually the Universe repaint, and you know, width-wise, they're a lot better match. Tankor is quite a bit larger though, and he should be. I mean, he was a Voyager or a Mega. I forget just what they called them before they called them Voyagers. But let's get them out of the way. Oh, and this is the reason I pulled him out. The way that the windshield is formed on here is very similar to this. They both have the offset cannons. There's a lot of stylistic similarities from here up on this one and compared to this one. But let's get him out of here for right now. Where to start on this guy? They've got these weird little claw-leggy things. I'm guessing supposed to be like the planet ring on the big Unicron, but I really don't like them much. So let's just get them out of the way for right now. Set them aside and just come in a little bit closer to him. He's got a machine gun right here. It's got a fairly decent range of motion. It can move from about right there across over to here. The big cannon, not so much. It can come across this far. It can come back across that far. And it does have a fairly decent up and down range, but that's the extent of it. His planet key gimmick. You insert a key back in here, and I bet you didn't know he was from Beast Planet, but you put that in, and let's see if I can zoom in closer right here. He's got kind of like his jaws on the big toy right here. When you put the key in, it opens up, and he's got a cannon that comes out. It's a 3-barrel cannon, which I'm sure is highly effective whenever you've got this monster right here. But I don't know, it's 3-barrel. It might be a high-speed cannon. Who knows? But he looks very insect-like. He's got the pinchers in the front. If you have these on him, they look like little legs, like he'd be scuttling around a battlefield or something. In the back, he's got like some rocket engines, and it almost looks like he'd be some sort of space cruiser slash tank. Because I mean, if you ignore the tank treads right here in the front and the wheels in the back, he does look like some sort of UFO or just weird, really. Oh, and this right here, you can see the metal pin. I see it shining real good on the camera. They have a radar dish. I prefer to think of it as like a death ray. But anyway, that's pretty much all that you can really say about the tank mode. A lot of detailing went to waste. Like right here, you see you have the purple detailing, but there is just a mess load of detail molded in right here that is just, it disappears because there's no paint on any of it. So let's go ahead and just start transforming this guy. What you're going to do is these orange deals on the outside of the tank treads, just pull that out like that. That'll let this right here underneath. Oh, there goes the missile. Let's set that aside. Just pull this deal right here from between the tires. Pull that straight down. And just set that right there for... Oh, I'm way too close. Just set this aside out of the way for right now. The next thing you're going to do is this mouth part looking part of the tank front. Just push that up and off of the tank treads. That'll free them up. Pull the shoulders out to the side and rotate this back and around, and there's a notch on this gray piece that's going to go over the peg. Next part is fold this to the front over the peg, and then all this is just going to come together like that and form his torso. The mouth part of the tank right here is going to fold underneath the cabin. Then the cabin is going to fold underneath. Kind of straighten the legs out a little bit. Rotate the hips 180 degrees. Pull his knee panels down right here in the front. Fix the feet with the heel spur. And at this point he will stand. So you can... I lied. He will not stand. At this point, you can take and start working on the arms again. The way that they go in is they just fold up and go into a notch on the top of the tank. This guy's shoulders hold in place very well, considering just how it is that they're mounted. Let's see just where we stand here. Flip out the pinchers, flip them back. From there you can get his fists out, and then the pincher just kind of goes underneath his arm. The head, the little death ray dish, push that down, then turn the head around. These panels on his leg can stay down like this, like they are now. I just don't care for them like that. There's a hinge where you can rotate them around, and you can have the legs like that. The armor ends up coming way high on the leg. I mean, it's up past his hips, but it doesn't really get in the way of posability, so it's alright. That's it, we're done. So you've got these weapons again, the planet kibble, or what would have been planets if he'd still be a planet ring, and you just put two of them in each a hand like that, and you make some sort of bladed pincher weapon deal that really doesn't do much for me, but it's better than losing them. You can still put them on the legs, but they're seriously in the way if you do that. It's almost better just to put the one in a hand to where it's not being interfered with by the smaller one. See it? To me, that right there makes a better looking, more convincing bladed weapon than this right here. Unless you can manage to get your opponent's arm inside the two blades and just pull back and just... anyway, that'd be kind of effective, but seems a little awkward. Not too much to say about this guy. I mean, you can... his looks speak for themselves. If you like the look of him, you like him. If you don't like the way he looks, you got no hope for the figure. The head, Let me see if this is going to focus when I zoom in. The head is very, very skeletal. Almost like the battle-damaged Unicron head that was sold with Primus. But I really wish they would have repainted this guy and sold him as Bludgeon, because that skeleton face would have been so killer on him. Just, you know, do away with the horns and have the skeleton with the face with the kind of samurai-looking helmet. That would have been so cool. But his key gimmick still works in robot mode. It still does its little pop open, and right there you can kind of see the 3 barrels better. But I like this right here. It's like I like having the mouth on the chest. It's like, "Rah, I am Unicron. Fear me. Rah ha ha ha. Rah. Are you scared? No? What about now? Rah! Rah! Really a fairly decent figure if you can get past making the most massive Transformer ever into a deluxe figure. Which is still a very cool figure, and if they would have painted more of his details, would have been an awesome figure, but you kind of have to use your imagination with them, and you know, that makes my brain hurt. So, anyway, that is him. Let's just get some figures out here for a size comparison. Again, here he is next to Baby Brawl, and just for, you know, strangeness sake, here he is next to Tankor again. And no real reason to compare them. Just kind of a neat figure. And just one more size comparison that if I don't do it, I'm sure someone will ask me why I didn't. Here he is next to the big Unicron. And as you can see, he almost comes up to his knee. See if I can get this Unicron to stand correctly. So let's back out here. There he is next to Daddy. So, yeah. It's kind of a small little bit of downsizing, you know. I would highly recommend getting this guy rather than this guy, because this guy just takes up too much room on a shelf with all his awesomeness. But in all fairness, for a deluxe, the little Unicron is pretty cool. So I'd probably go ahead and score him, you know, my standard 7. You know, he's great. He's not worth going and buying on the eBay market for, you know, $30 or whatever in my mind. But if you can find one somewhere for, you know, $10 buy now, $12 buy now, it's pretty decent. So, like I said, the only thing I regret is no Bludgeon repaint. That is actually, I'm trying to curb my appetite for repaints and just not buy them. But if in the new Classics line they had this guy as Bludgeon, I would buy him in a minute. So,